Welcome, guys. Dr. Ben here, F8 Well Center, is going to talk about long COVID and really interesting article I was reading about the actress and entrepreneur Gwenyth Paltrow and the long COVID symptoms she's been having and what she's actually been doing for that, not just letting it ride, not letting it just sit there and go, well, hopefully my brain fog gets better, hopefully my fatigue gets better, but actually taking massive action and doing something about it. So welcome. Long COVID just totally goes in line with everything we do here at F8. It's all about getting to the underlying why. Why is somebody having these symptoms post-COVID? The research is showing that at least 10% of the people that have had COVID are having long COVID symptoms. And these can be things like brain fog. They can be things like inflammation, fatigue, pain, all types of different things. And so what we look at is what can we do to get to the underlying root cause of why you're having these symptoms? Yes, you had COVID, but now COVID's gone. What do we do next? So welcome. Pop down below where you guys are watching from, and I'll answer any questions that you have. Ask those questions and give me some ideas of what you're experiencing, and that's going to be a great place to go. So again, love to see you guys all over the country, all over the world, and pop down below where you are watching from. If you haven't already, like or follow our page. If you hit that button up above, it'll send a little notification when we go live. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe to that channel. We've got, I was just counting them up, and we've got almost 700 videos on YouTube, all types of different topics. It's a great place that you can search for. So welcome. Share this with anybody that you know that's dealing with long COVID. So one of the things that we're looking at is that it's a real thing. Just like COVID was a real thing, now we know COVID long haul is a real thing. And yes, fortunately, it didn't, COVID wasn't as bad as a lot of people thought it was going to be. And yet, even for people that have mild cases, can still have some long COVID. And we have multiple reasons why we're seeing that. Some of the reasons are going to be because somebody has triggered their Epstein-Barr virus. So if they are, hey, Beth Ann, good to see you. And Miriam, in Germany, 50% of COVID patients suffer from long COVID. So, I mean, look at that. In Germany, they're even reporting 50% of patients reporting long COVID. What we know is that the majority of people that had COVID and are dealing with long COVID, they have reactivated Epstein-Barr. Epstein-Barr virus is going to be that virus that causes mono. So you could have this reactivated virus in your body. Looking at specific blood work markers, you want to look at white blood cell count, you want to look at lymphocytes, liver function, a lot of different things to get an idea of what that's doing. Hey, Lucy, good to see you. Carla, good to see you as well. So here's one of the things I was looking at with Paltrow. She was dealing with brain fog. She was dealing with fatigue, just did not get back to where she wanted to post-COVID. So she went to a popular functional medicine practitioner in the United States and was able to take that step back, start looking at blood work, start looking at some of these different markers that really showed what happened to her body. Because it's not COVID. After 3-4 weeks, it's not COVID anymore. It's what's been triggered in the body. And for most people, like Gwenyth Paltrow, it was this inflammatory process. This inflammatory cascade had been stimulated. It was driving down that path, and she was not enjoying life, not experiencing life like she wanted to. And so she knew she had to do something deeper than just go to her primary care doctor and go, well, is there any drug, any surgery, anything we can do? And for long COVID, there's not. And so it's all about the functional medicine approach at that point. So she was able to do that in-depth blood work, start going on. She did some from what I was reading, some ketogenic diet. She worked on getting that inflammation down, took some nutritional support, took out alcohol, a lot of different things, sugar, all types of stuff to get that body as healthy as possible. And this is really our approach for almost any condition out there, is to get that body as healthy and strong as feasibly possible. And it's the same thing that has to happen with long COVID. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. Yes, looks like you should open an office here in Cincinnati. Good to see you as well. So, again, pop down below where you guys are watching from. I'll give you a shout out there. And then if you're having any symptoms, let me know. I mean, it is just crazy the things that we're seeing with people. So here's the approach we take, and here's the approach that I think you should take, because we've done it with many patients post-COVID, COVID long haul, anything like that. So if you're having the fatigue, the brain fog, the muscle aches and pains, all those things, you need to take some action. First step you need to do is do an in-depth blood panel, not just a routine annual one that you might do for your insurance or for your PCP. You need to do in depth. You need to look at hormones. You need to look at inflammatory markers. You need to look at check out some of the videos that I do, the top 5 markers that you're not running: your ferritin, your non-fasting insulin, your A1C, your Hashimoto's markers, other autoimmune markers, inflammatory markers, hormones, all these different things. And so you've got to throw the net out wide, and then you've got to narrow it down into what the healthy range is supposed to be. Vitamin D, 30 to 100. Functional medicine range, 60 to 80. So we've got to narrow that down into the healthy range. And if even you're outside of the healthy range, but you're in the okay range, it's not good enough. So we've got to throw that net out wide and then narrow it into that optimal range. The other thing that we do, if someone is able to get into the clinic, we do what is called a brain map. A brain map is a quantitative EEG where we're able to look at the electrical activity of what's going on in the brain. Just like an EKG of the heart, we're looking at the electrical activity of the brain, not the heart, but we're able to detect, is that where the brain fog's coming from? Is that why you're getting anxiety or depression or ADD or insomnia? All these different things, there's a lot of times a brain component to it. So that's what we have to look at. How can we figure that out? And with that brain map, then we're able to say, okay, is this more of a metabolic condition? Is this more of a brain thing? Maybe it's some of both. And then we just start moving our feet, and we go through. We can do neurofeedback. We can do the brain needs oxygen and it needs glucose, so we need to make sure somebody's not anemic. Make sure their blood sugar is as stabilized as possible. Get the inflammation down. That's for Gwenyth Paltrow. Was the biggest thing that she worked on was that inflammatory process in the body. So it's a cumulative approach that you have to look at. You have to look at multiple different legs, multiple different factors that could be contributing to this COVID long haul, and start with your adrenals and your blood sugar and your liver and your gut and your brain and your inflammation and your thyroid, and whatever system is out of balance, that's what you have to work on. And it could be a 4 to 6 month process to truly get this healed up. But we see patients with POTS where that blood pressure is crashing and the heart rate's going up really high. We see it with all types of conditions and symptoms, and that we have to take the same approach to get that body back to where it needs to be. So good. No other questions on there. All right, guys. So here's the deal. If you're going to deal with COVID long haul, but even any other condition, autoimmune, any type of digestive disorder, you're tired, adrenals, any of these type of things, you've got to look at the body as a whole. You've got to take a step back, address it from that big picture. What's the brain doing? What's the metabolic state doing? And everything in between. And we just go step by step through that process, and you work on each system at a time. And that's how you're going to get your life back. So if you've got any questions, anything specific for COVID long haul, any other symptoms that you're experiencing, drop us a message, and we'll answer those questions as best as we can, give you some suggestions, give you some ideas of what you can do now to take action for your health. So make it a great day, everybody, and stay strong out there.